Finally, you guys are here. Sorry, cat. Got held up at the store, but we managed to bring some. But how? Jenny did the trick. That guy at the counter was such a perv. You guys are crazy. Come on, the movie is about to start. It was late, on a Friday night. Katie, Jenny, Matt, and Jeff decided to meet up at her apartment for a fun movie night. They wanted to watch something scary, something that would really have them afraid to close their eyes and sleep that night. And what better than watching essay stories? Whoa, that was entertaining. Let's watch another one, you guys. I'm totally hooked. Are these stories real or what? Real? Please, Jeff. Ghosts aren't real. Yeah, but what about creatures of unseen? Ghosts? Spirits? The unseen? I don't know what to call them. But perhaps there is a world out there. You're joking, right, Matt? You really believe in this stuff? Yeah, Jenny. I actually know someone who can communicate with them. Who's that? Your imaginary friend? I'm not joking, Katie. He's my aunt's fiancé, Richard. A couple years back, something happened to him. I don't know if he has told anyone, but he definitely hasn't told me what happened. But I'm sure something strange must have occurred, because Richard suddenly got this unusual ability to communicate with the spirit world. He can bring down spirits of the deceased. I asked him a few times. He doesn't really like talking about it, nor does he actually like doing it. He gets many requests from people to give them a chance to speak with their deceased loved ones, a chance to have some closure. But Richard refuses them. But sometimes, he does do it. He communicates with them. He communicates with the dead. That's creepy. Where is he? Does he live around here? You guys actually believe Matt? If spirits don't exist in the first place, how's this guy, Richard, going to communicate with them? They do exist. I've seen him do it. My aunt and Richard lives in Laguna Beach in California. They've been engaged for a couple of years now. They own a beach house there. Richard has a store. He's pretty popular with all the tourists in that area. I usually go there every summer for a couple days or a week. The location is awesome. The sun, the waves, especially a chance to hang out with Richard is the best. It's a 7-hour drive from San Jose. I'm going this summer. You guys want to come along? It'll be fun. Unless you're too spooked out already. There was only about a month before everyone was off on summer vacation, and a few days by the beachside didn't sound too bad. The friends agreed to go to Laguna Beach for a couple days in the last week of June. Jenny and Katie had a few common classes at the university they went to. However, all the friends had only one common class in which they were together. And that was Sociology 300. The rest of the school year, went by pretty busy, and the friends didn't have much free time to get together again until summer arrived. A few days before Matt was preparing to leave for San Jose, he called up Jenny, Katie, and Jeff and confirmed if they were going. The last week of June, they all took turns driving. The long road trip didn't turn out that bad, and they were at Laguna Beach before they even realized it. Matt, what's up? Richard and I were waiting for you. Are these your friends? Yeah, Jess. This is Jenny, Katie, and Jeff. They go to the same college as me. Where's Richard? He's down at the store. Come on in, guys. Richard will be here by 7. The friends all went inside and freshened up. Matt fetched the idea of playing some volleyball at the beach before the sunset. But around 7, the friends all cornered Matt. Hey, didn't your aunt say Richard would be home by 7? Come on, let's go back. They all returned home. They found Richard sitting back on the couch with Jess. He was kind and polite and called everyone inside. Matt introduced his friends while his aunt brought them some snacks. So Richard, Matt tells us you have a special power. Really, Matt? You know I don't like showing off these things. Yeah, Richard. I know. Jenny, Jeff, and Katie have been bugging me since we got here. I don't know if I should get you youngsters wrapped up in these things. Please, Richard, don't turn down our request. We came here so far just to meet you. After a lot of insistence, Richard finally agreed. He took everyone to the basement. They were all pretty curious as to what was in the room. When they got inside, they found it absolutely empty. There was a circular wooden table and some chairs lined around it. The room was dark. Richard went to one corner and poured something into a small tin container and brought it to the table. He lit it on fire. What's this about? Where are the lights? I can't communicate with the spirits in the presence of electricity. There isn't any source of electricity in this room. I've learned even the sockets interfere. Concentrate if there is anything in this room to hinder my connection. Candles don't seem to work either. When the spirits arrive, they'll go out. I've lit some oil on fire. This is the only source of light we can use. Jenny was fascinated by Richard's technique. Katie and Jeff chuckled. As they sat around the table, there was one chair left empty. Richard placed a glass bowl on the chair and poured a fluid in it. Why a glass bowl? And what are you pouring inside? Better you don't know. And this? This is just pure distilled water. No, tell us, please. Come on, tell us. All right, but maybe some other day. So who are you gonna call down? Someone that you all are fans of. Let me focus. Don't be afraid once the spirit arrives. Keep calm. Uncle Richard closed his eyes. He looked like he was thinking about something. Furrowed his brows and tried to focus. The friends were all staring at one another for the first few minutes. Nothing happened. Suddenly, the table began to shake. They heard a voice. Jenny peered around. She looked at the table, where the voice was coming. "Hello? Are we speaking to Edgar Allan Poe?" "Yes. Why have I been called here?" "These youngsters are a great fan of yours. They want a chance to speak with you." Whoa, this is unbelievable. Are we speaking to late Edgar Allan Poe? "Why, yes, you are. I am Edgar Allan Poe." I don't know. This is crazy. How can this be? How do we know it's really you? Before you get to know me, perhaps you all might want to get to know each other. What do you mean? I can see much going on in here, among you all. Maybe all I should say before I go is that some secrets don't permit themselves to be told. And one of you is hiding a deep, dark secret. The voice seemed to be coming from the empty chair. Jenny was thundered. What was going on? How could she hear a person talking right next to her and not see him? Jeff was overawed, while Katie was still a little skeptic, but by the look on her face, she looked terrified. Jenny looked under the table. There must have been some recorder. Something, somewhere. This was impossible. After a while, Richard opened his eyes. The room became silent. Everything became calm. Matt smirked. "I told you guys. It was real." "No way, Richard. Have you always had these powers? Tell us how you did it." Richard chuckled. "You guys are still young. You have a long life ahead of you, and a lot more to worry about. Focus on your futures. Perhaps I'll tell you one day." Katie gave a nervous smile. She wasn't sure what to say. She couldn't understand what just happened. Jenny didn't believe any of this. She exchanged a look with Katie. She cleared her voice and said, "Richard, I can see that you have extraordinary powers. I know you don't do this for any sort of closure or emotional attachment, but I have a small request. If you would please hear me out." "Go on." "My brother, Stevie, he was only 14 years old when he passed away. When we were young, I often used to tease and play with him. I have so many memories with my little brother. Sometimes I wish I could speak to him a last time. It's my request to you. Would you please call him? Allow me a chance to speak with him just one more time." Richard took a minute. He looked down and pondered on the matter, then raised his head and looked at Jenny's face. Jenny looked heartbroken. "All right, I'll try. What's his name?" "Stevie Fox." Richard poured some more oil into the container. The fire got a little brighter, and the friends all huddled together, anxiously waiting on Richard. Richard closed his eyes. "Stevie Fox, can you hear me? I have a loved one here, your sister, who wants to speak with you." Richard held his head and squinted. "Stevie, are you there?" Richard tried to focus. Jenny could see that something was bothering him. Richard looked tense, clenched his fist. Something must be wrong. It's never this difficult to communicate with a spirit unless... Richard closed his eyes and focused again. He furrowed his brows and murmured something. Wait, don't go. Stay with us. Richard gritted his teeth and pressed on the sides of his forehead. I don't understand. I thought I had him. I heard him for a second. All the voices are vague. After a while, Richard gasped for breath and sat up. His forehead was covered in sweat. Jenny, there seems to be a problem. I don't know what caused your brother to pass away, but something is wrong. If I try, I know I'll be able to bring him, but I'm afraid something terrible may follow that. These communications aren't child's play. It's another world we're dealing with. I can't do this, Jenny. I'm sorry. Jenny sighed. Jenny, how did your brother pass away? Was it an unnatural death? No, it was a normal death. He passed away from a sickness. The friends all left the room. They watched Richard throw away the water from the glass bowl. They were shocked to see the water had turned yellow. Richard locked up the room again. It had been a few hours they had been occupied. They all went to their rooms for the night. You think he was faking it this whole time? I don't know, but it sure wasn't a coincidence when he couldn't call down your brother. What are you guys talking about? You guys heard the voice for yourself. Are one of you keeping secrets? Jenny went to her room. She saw her notification button flickering. She was surprised to see numerous missed calls from her mother and father. She quickly called her father back. Hello? Dad, I just saw your calls. Is something wrong? Jenny, as soon as it's morning, you have to come back to San Jose. Something terrible has happened to your brother. We're at the hospital with him right now. What do you mean? What happened with him? Is he okay? We were having dinner. Your brother suddenly started to have chest pain. We tried to do whatever we could to bring down the pain, but nothing seemed to work. We called an ambulance immediately. The doctor said we almost lost him. His heart stopped beating for a moment before he returned. What are you saying? Jenny, your brother has gone into a coma. He's not responding. The doctors can't explain what happened to him all of a sudden. Take a flight if you need, but get here fast. Stevie Fox, can you hear me? I have a loved one here, your sister, who wants to speak with you. Wait, don't go, stay with us. I don't understand. I thought I had him. I heard him for a second. All the voices are vague. Can't do this, Jenny. I'm sorry. Jenny broke out into a cold sweat. Had this happened because Richard tried to communicate with Stevie's spirit? She shook in anxiety. It was all my fault.
If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.